And good morning, beautiful people in the city of Port Harcourt. It is your girl Eden. Thank you for joining in. Yes, we have come to the Boeing hour and we have a lot in store for you today. Now, if you do not know about Boeing Luxury Estates, I'm going to run you through it. Now, Boeing Luxury Estates is a real estate conglomerate run by the group managing director, Dr. Ory Martins, and his amazing team. Boeing Luxury Estate is in different, locations of the country. We're talking about Abuja, Port Harcourt, Lagos, Akure, Ibadan, and a host of other states, and also in Kigali as well. Now, Boeing Luxury Estate is not just an estate or a company that sells properties, lands. They also develop as well. Now, going into it today, we are going to be speaking about something that is very important in the real estate market, which is about locations. If you are into the real estate market, you know that locations is something that people in this market look forward to. But before we jump right into it, I want to welcome you once again, Dr. Ory Martins. Dr. Ory Martins is the group managing director, like I said, of Boeing Luxury Estate, and he is also the chairman, Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria. He is a member of the Japanese Real Estate Management Association and a multi-award winning visionary that has taken the real estate industry space to another dimension. I personally call him the Donald Trump of real estate. So join me in welcoming Dr. Ory Martins.
So thank you, Eden, for the wonderful introduction of Boeing, of the topic, and for myself, which have become imperative for us to, as a leading real estate company, to guide our listeners, to guide our subscribers, and to guide general public as a whole on where and why. We're not just mention where to invest that can make your money to return much money to you, or for your return on investment to be huge. We also want to provide the statistics, the indices that should make you to invest in these places. In Nigeria today, there are 4 hot locations.
So speaking about locations, I'd like to start with this question, Dr. Martins. What would you say defines a prime location, especially in Nigeria here today?
When it comes to real estate, it's been said that location determine everything about real estate.
Yes.
If the location is right and the property title is genuine, any other mistake you make in property can be forgiven. Any other mistake can be forgiven. Now, talking about location, prime location is a location where development has gotten to, development is going, where government attention is, where there will be infrastructure, where economic indices will be adding up. I mean, talking about work, play, and live environment, where there is close to factories, offices, their recreational activity around, and residential accommodation are there. Places like that have a way of outperforming when it comes to property appreciation, outperforming others, right? And this morning we are looking at location or places to invest that can make your money work more money for you. The rate of appreciation will outperform the inflation and to outperform other property in far away places. Those are the things that make location to be prime. A safe environment where infrastructure, talk about infrastructure, about road, power, drainages, water system, where those are prime. And of course, government presence are there.
That's something new to learn. So I know that there are certain areas in the country where land property appreciates more than the other. But before we talk about that, in your own experience, where would you say some of these prime locations are in Nigeria for the real estate market?
Research shows 4 places in Nigeria where investment can be done and you get return on your investment. But not just those locations, even within those cities, there are specific locations recommended. The first place mentioned is Abuja, and of course we all know why the Abuja should be the first. The next one is Lagos, and the third one in the equation is our beloved city, Port Harcourt City, the Garden City. The fourth in the equation is Asaba. But let's go back to Abuja. Why Abuja is mentioned first? No another place should top Abuja on the list, because it is known for premium appreciation and government presence. It's a government-driven market, right? And within Abuja, there are a few places recommended for investment. Talk about Asokoro, Gusape, Katape Extension, Wuye, Jahi, and on and on. And interestingly, Asokoro has an extension called Gusape, and I'm happy in this research, Gusape is second after Asokoro as a highly recommended place to invest in. And to our listener, for people that have been following us for a while, you know that our prime project, Boeing Group Prime Project, is located in Gusape Hill. And one interesting thing, not just Gusape is a district. Not all property in Gusape we appreciate. But where Boeing is, we are on top of Gusape Hill. Where from that hill, you are seeing the entire city of Abuja, even beyond FCT Abuja. From there, you are seeing Zuma Rock, that's in Niger State. You are seeing another hill, that's in Kaduna. There's a place to be in the estate, you are seeing Nasarawa. And for those that know what property means, property that has such vintage advantage, property that has such view, has a way of outperforming more than property down the hill. And that is where I align with this recommendation, with this research, that Abuja come first. Not just anywhere in Abuja, Asokoro first in Abuja, and the second place is Gusape. And of course, Asokoro is a old money, Gusape is a new money. And that is where Boeing has 30.4 hectares of land. We are developing with about 20 residents already living there.
I totally agree with you, Dr. Martins, because in Abuja, we have, there's this conception that the only business that runs in Abuja is the real estate market, not even politics. Everywhere you go in Abuja, somebody is selling land, buildings, and it's a beautiful market. And I love the fact that Boeing Group is already in this market. And just like you mentioned, the Abuja's $1 million view. I've been there and it's a stunning view. But apart from Abuja, we have other cities in Nigeria which you already mentioned. So we would like to know, let's do a compare and a contrast of some of these cities. Let's see what the real estate market is. You mentioned Lagos, you mentioned Port Harcourt, you mentioned Asaba as well. So let's hear what these other states have to offer.
We talk about Abuja. The question is, why Abuja? Abuja, of course, is a seat of federal power and diplomatic activity in the country. In fact, I learned lately that a lot of embassies, a lot of ambassadors are in Abuja and coordinating other West African countries. I've seen an ambassador that is overseeing 3-4 countries in Africa, but he's based in Abuja. And interestingly, continuous infrastructure expansion and deployment. The event of Wiki as a minister in the FCT has also helped to push Abuja real estate market, because a lot of places are being infrastructure now, and infrastructure in Abuja is being expanded. And the another point is strong demand for luxury housing, service apartment, short-let property, estate development. These are the indices that drive real estate market. High income tenants and expatriates. A lot of tenants in Abuja, they are expatriates and their income is very high, and of course this will drive another factor that drives real estate market. Land appreciation remains strong in developing districts in Abuja, like we mentioned Gusape earlier. I once mentioned on this program that when we entered Gusape 6 years ago, a plot of land sold for 15 million, then it's about 300 million now. People will not believe it, but this is the reality. This is what I experienced myself. So property appreciation is very high and strong in the city of Abuja. So this is the reason why we recommend Abuja to be top on the list of where to put your money in property market.
All right. So moving to Lagos, we've also looked at the Lagos market, and I'm sure you've done your research, Dr. Martins. What exactly is the statistics showing for the Lagos market for real estate?
Lagos comes second on our list, and of course, not everywhere in Lagos at the same time. We have slum in Lagos, we have area that we not appreciate in Lagos. But when it comes to Lagos, the area, the hot investment area in Lagos, talk about Lekki, Ibeju-Lekki, Ekpe, Victoria Island, Ikoyi, and Naija in that order. The first on the list is Lekki, second is Ibeju-Lekki. This time around, Boeing is scoring second again because Boeing is in the Ibeju-Lekki corridor. And that Ibeju-Lekki, that's where we have Boeing Gulf, that's where we have Laxity, Lekki, Aviation Green City. So, I may want to ask, why Lagos? Why is Lagos taking second on the list? Of course, Lagos is known to be Nigeria's commercial capital. The highest rental demand in the country comes from Lagos. Massive infrastructure. Recently, we have Dangote Refinery, Lekki Deep Sea Port, Coastal Road project started from Lekki and has cut across Lekki as it's already completed there. We also have Lekki Free Trade Zone, all of them in Ibeju-Lekki as is. And there's a statistics I stumbled on recently that 70% of internally generated revenue of Lagos State will come from Ibeju-Lekki corridor. This was mentioned by Ibeju-Lekki local government chairman at the launching of Boeing Gulf. I don't believe it, I have to go online and make further research that 70% of Lagos resources, internally generated revenue, will come from Ibeju-Lekki corridor. Lagos has about 20-something local government area council, but just one of them will produce 70%. Just imagine the massive economic activity in that area. That's a Boeing as anchor when it comes to Lagos. So, talking about Lagos, Lekki comes first, but Lekki comes second. So this time around, remember in Abuja, when we talk about Abuja, Asokoro and Gusape, Boeing in Gusape, Boeing score second. And talking about Lagos, Lekki is the first, Ibeju-Lekki is second, and Boeing is in Ibeju-Lekki. Boeing also score second position in Lagos.
Wow, that is amazing. I'm looking at it. Boeing Luxury Estates is, strategically positioned in these areas, and it's amazing. Now, going through to Port Harcourt, like I said, the home of Boeing. Port Harcourt, the real estate market in Port Harcourt it's crazy. It's not something that most people would, agree with. But I'm sure, just like I said earlier, Dr. Martins has done his research. Dr. Martins, what is the statistics saying for Port Harcourt?
A very strong in Port Harcourt because of the best for oil and gas and rental market. When Port Harcourt, that's where I started from, as you mentioned, about 12 years ago. And I've actually watched Port Harcourt real estate growing from nowhere to where it is today, occupying the third position in Nigeria. Now we can look at why Port Harcourt. Strong oil and gas present and oil and gas economy. Of course, talk about oil and gas, talking about the world economy. I do tell you that the capital of oil and gas in Africa is Port Harcourt, and I don't think anybody can dispute that. Demand for expatriates and contractors. Port Harcourt attract a lot of expatriates and contractors, both national, both local and international contractors, are flogging into Port Harcourt, and high-end rental opportunity in Port Harcourt. And the area recommended in Port Harcourt, we talked about GRA, Taodili, Ada George, Woji. Of course, these are build-up area. And we now talk about the Omagua Airport Axis, and that is where Boeing Group is very strong. Obrekwere Airport Road, Omagua Axis, we are heavy on that axis. The last I checked, apart from the late Herbert Igwe University, I think the second largest landowner in Ikure local government, the axis I mentioned should be Boeing Luxury Estate. We are large there, and most of our properties are still there. We are still doing promo sales in some of these properties. So Port Harcourt came third on the list of what to watch out for in Nigeria. So
drum rolls for Port Harcourt, third position. That is massive. That is massive. You should congratulate yourself if you are a citizen or if you are an indigene in Port Harcourt. Moving on, the fourth location is something that most people would not ordinarily, agree with, which is something that I personally am very curious as to why it's on the list. That is Asaba. Asaba. I'm not saying anything is wrong with Asaba, but I mean, definitely, I'm sure Dr. Martins is going to correct the notion I have and the notion that some of you have. Dr. Martins, what are the statistics saying for Asaba?
Asaba, as really said, a lot of people doubt why Asaba should be on the list at all.
Yes.
Talk less of it, number 4
Yes.
on the list. But come to think about it, in the last few years, there have been a crisis, there have been unrest, civil unrest in the eastern part of the country. The IPOB, the Nnamdi Kanu case, the political gladiators. This, and from Asaba, the capital city of Delta State, from Asaba to Onitsha, is just a bridge. And recently, federal government commissioned the second Niger bridge. So it's just about 10 minutes drive just to cross the bridge we are in Onitsha, the eastern part of the country, and to come back another 10 minutes. So because of the unrest, because of the closeness, because of the new second Niger bridge, a lot of interest are now in Asaba. And because of Asaba International Airport now, a lot of Easterners fly into Asaba first before they go to their village. On weekend, at time when you get to Asaba, you may hardly find any good hotel vacant because of this influx of people. A lot of traders in Onitsha, they live in Asaba. They build their house and live in Asaba. They go to Onitsha market in the morning and come back in the evening. You also know this sit at home on Monday. Yes. When they close on Saturday, then Asaba, you don't go to Onitsha again to Tuesday. And of course, the infrastructural development by the governor, the equipment governor, has done so well that Asaba is well infrastructure now. That make the lack of Cubana to now have Cubana Millennium City or something like that. I was at the commission, at the groundbreaking ceremony of that project, and the project is going fine. And not to be forgotten is the fact that Delta State is also one of the major oil producing states in Nigeria. So what happened to Port Harcourt or River State can also translate to Delta State. When talking about the indices, the oil and gas, the Eastern crisis, the infrastructure deployment by the government, the airport there, and just recently, Asaba has been named as Creative City of Fame. And the Nollywood people flock there to go and do their acting and the production. So these are some of the things that make Asaba to be on the list.
Okay, these are interesting facts. But Dr. Martins, what is Boeing doing about this in the city of Asaba? Why is Boeing here in number 4 in Asaba?
Interesting. Talking about area to invest in Asaba, I mentioned earlier there's a second Niger bridge and there's a new road, more or less like a bypass. They call it a second Niger road. This road is cutting off behind Asaba Airport going to second Niger bridge. That's where we have our project there called the Destination Asaba. So ladies and gentlemen, Boy is in Asaba, the Destination Asaba by second Niger road behind the airport is where we are. So, and we are still selling there. We are selling plots, and it's no time we'll start developing this property. Sorry to me, I'm able to answer you that Boeing is in Asaba, the Destination Asaba.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Martins. These are interesting facts. Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Asaba. If you've been in these locations for a while and you're wondering if Boeing Luxury Estate is in any of these locations, this information is for you. Go check them out on their pages at Facebook, Instagram, and X at Boeing Estates with an S. And also go to their website at www.boeingestateswithanas.com. You can also call some of their numbers 090-555-22233. 090-555-22236. Now, Dr. Martins, I would like to ask, I think this would be a personal question because I'm looking to invest. which cities, I'm sure other people listening would want to know, which cities appreciate faster than others in your own experience as a developer?
We've highlighted the 4 cities now: Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Asaba. Also depends on where in these cities. Don't be surprised, somebody can also invest somewhere else that is not mentioned in these statistics, and the person can still get a good return on his or her investment. Well, there are factors to look out for. What is being sold? It's been said that you make money from real estate from the day you buy from it. If you buy property at a discounted rate, for example, and the developer or government starts providing infrastructure in that area, the price can be double within 1 year. So Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Asaba are area I recommend based on statistics. Does not mean that is the only area property can appreciate. And I don't want to rate them above each other, depending on the listener preference when you want to invest. Ours is just to give you guide, but however, if you want to buy, it's also good to do your due diligence. I mentioned earlier, once the location is right and the title is right, every other mistake you make can be forgiven. Now, talking about the title, all of these places mentioned, we make sure that our title are genuine. For example, in Lagos, all our landed property in Lagos are C of O. In Abuja, we have FCDA, C of O, allocation, building approval, and all of that. In Port Harcourt, our estates are in different stages of document processing. We have fenced them, get them. The same thing happening in Asaba. So it's good for you to also identify the developer you are dealing with and do your due diligence before you do your deal. A developer that can assure you, not only assure you, but guarantee you return of investment and return on investment. It's very important to identify such a developer where you are doing real estate business.
Thank you, Dr. Martins, for this privileged information. These are information that people pay to listen to. Now, in wrapping this session up, Dr. Martins, I would like to know, what would you say is the best decision you've made in this market?
Yeah, the best real estate decision I ever made was where our prime project is now, at Sokoro Villa, the Abuja's $1 million view project. When we got there some 6 years ago, and the guy that wanted to sell for us, they took us there. It's a hilly place in the heart of Abuja. Thick forest. Animals were there. People build around it and abandon the particular hill, 30.4 hectares of land. Nobody was ready to buy. And because I knew when I climbed up there, I could see the whole city all around me. I could identify the potential. And I told the vendor that I'm interested in this property. And I went into it. Today, the location is one of the most valued locations in the whole Abuja, if not in the country. This location, Abuja's $1 million view, is where the cream la cream of the society want to be. This particular location is what has given me the best network you can ever think of, because we have generals, we have DSA, we have top security, we have government functionaries living in this project. So I'm really grateful for that risk I took then that is paying off now.
Wow, a risk. If you're not a risk taker, you cannot survive in this market. You need to be strong, you need to be audacious to enter this market. Now, your final words to the listeners out there, that want to key into this market. Some people, just like me, we want to key into this market. We've seen different opportunities, but to jump right into it, we are skeptical and, we're still trying to, we are dancing around the waters. What are your final words to people like this so they can key into the real estate market, so they can start to see the benefits of it?
Well, what I would advise people is where you see as forest today will one time become city. Where you see as a city today was once a thick forest occupied by the wild animals. When any city you are, you stand in the center of the city and you look at where you can drive 1 kilometer radius. Anywhere you can drive at the center of the city for 1 hour and get to. No matter how bushy No matter how thick the forest, no matter how green it is, be rest assured, in the next 5 years, maximum 10 years, that bush you are seeing is coming to turn to a town where you are coming, the city center you are coming from. A lot of people, when you take them for inspection, they get scared. They ask that, where will this place develop? I don't blame them. As Riley said, they are not risk taker. But look at where you are coming from. Look at the history of mega city today. They were once thick forests. When I came to Port Harcourt some 20-something years ago, the east-west road we know now was like an abandoned property left and right of east-west road are not occupied. From 7 o'clock at night, you hardly see vehicle on east-west road. The place known in Port Harcourt today as a Stadium Road was totally abandoned because the place is swampy. Nobody's developing about 20-something years ago. Today, if you have a plot of land of 450 square meters in Stadium Road, may not be less than 200 million if it were available at all. Those are the places people consider as a forest. So don't see a piece of real estate as something that is of less value, but look at the indices. What is the infrastructure coming here? What is the developer promising? Does the developer selling or promoting it? How is the capacity to turn the forest into the city? Does it have the wherewithal? Does it have the background to do that? If you are looking for how to make your money work more money for you through real estate investment, call on Boeing. Call on us on any of these numbers: 090-555-22233, 090-555-22236. Left Wing Hotel Presidential. That's where the office is in Port Harcourt. www.boeingestates.com is the website. Boeing Estate, Boeing Estate, Boeing Estate, Boeing Estate across all the social media platforms. Boeing spelled B-O-I-N-G, Estate with an S, Boeing Estate. You can also send email to me. Ask me at boeingestates.com. When you send a mail, you can be rest assured you got to reply to your mail within the hour.
Wow, it has been an amazing session with Dr. Ory Martins. Thank you, Dr. Martins, for joining us today on this session. Thank you for the insightful thoughts and everything we've learned so far. Thank you to our listeners. It has been an amazing session with you. And you would join us here same time next week for another session with the Boeing Group. My name remains Eden, and I'll see you in the next session. Bye for now.